All right, welcome. Today, we're opening up a very different kind of jewelry box. See, the pieces inside, they aren't for decoration. This is a tactical arsenal. Every single gem in here is designed, it's been field tested, and it is ready for deployment.
So think of this as a private tour of a very exclusive collection of strategies. And these aren't just theories, these are real field-tested tools, silent weapons, really, all designed to help you master those high-stakes environments. This is absolutely insider-level thinking.
So, I don't want you to think of this as just a simple guide. This is more like getting the key to a legend vault. Every piece we're about to look at is a gem, and it's been carefully cut to build an unbreakable presence and, most importantly, protect your value out in the field. Okay, so first up, let's explore the essentials. These are your foundational pieces. Think of them like the tools you're going to use every single day. They're subtle, but they are so powerful, and they're what construct and protect your aura. That is, the perception of value that you project right from the ground up. The first foundational tool we've got is the power of the pause. Now, this is built on a really simple principle. In any high-stakes conversation, the person who feels like they have to speak first, they're the one who almost always gives away their power. Your silence forces them to fill that empty space, and in doing so, they often end up exposing exactly what they're thinking or what they're insecure about. Okay, look at this. This slide lays it out perfectly. 2 real-world outcomes, and the only difference is one tiny action. You've got Maya, who rushes in to explain herself and immediately loses 40%. But then look at Selene. She uses strategic silence. And what happens? The client, feeling that pressure, starts negotiating against himself. He ends up not only agreeing to her full rate, but doubling the deposit just to prove his own commitment. It's just so clear how silence can be way more profitable than words. Now, the crucial thing here is that this isn't just about being quiet. It is a structured technique. Step 1, you control the rhythm. You want to match the energy of royalty, not some desperate salesperson. Then step 2, when someone throws a challenge at you, you wait a full 3 seconds, and while you wait, step 3, you anchor it with calm, steady eye contact. That pause, it acts like a filter. It instantly shows you who respects your control and who doesn't. So another one of these essential everyday pieces is mastering distance. The idea here is really simple, but it is so powerful. The more accessible you are, the more average you seem. By creating space, you make sure that your presence is a privilege, something that has to be earned, not just something that's a given. All right, now that we have the fundamentals down, let's get to the fun part, the statement gems. Now, unlike your everyday pieces, you don't wear these all the time. These are rare tools, and you reserve them for very specific high-stakes situations where you absolutely need to deploy your influence with precision. This table is basically your blueprint for managing the signals you send out. And notice there are distinct layers here. The public layer, that's for your curated highlights. Your inner circle gets more personalized access. But the legend layer, that's totally different. It's built on whispers, on stories other people tell, and it's reinforced by what you don't say. This isn't about being fake, it's about being strategic and intentional with your communication. But for that table to actually work, you need to be doing a constant self-audit. And this right here is the key question you should be asking yourself every single week. It forces you to check if that aura you're projecting is still intentional and effective, or if it's maybe become a little accidental, a little stale. It's what keeps your game sharp. So, beyond offense, a truly complete collection has to include defense. These are the tools that are designed to protect your most valuable, and let's be honest, your most fragile asset, your reputation. You know, defending your reputation is really all about spotting patterns before a trap is sprung. Because traps are almost never random. They're usually scripted. So whether it's a setup client trying to gather intel, or an exposure trap with a hidden camera, or even just a subtle test of your boundaries, learning to recognize these scripts is your absolute best line of defense. And really, that brings us to the whole purpose of this armor. Just like the slide says, you don't rise by being pretty, you rise by being prepared. A truly powerful reputation isn't something that's fragile. No, it's built to withstand attacks. It's designed to bounce back even stronger because it was forged with conflict in mind from the very beginning. So, now you have this entire arsenal. The question is, how do you use it? Well, the mastery is all in the selection. You would never wear all your jewelry at once, right? True elegance, true power, comes from deploying precisely the right piece that the moment demands. This brings us to your power vocabulary. And I want you to think of these less as things to say out loud and more as internal mindsets. I don't chase, I choose. Completely shifts you from a position of pursuit to one of selection. I set the temperature is that internal reminder that you control the energy in any room. This is all about programming your own mindset for success. And that right there is the ultimate secret of the jewelry box. As this final gem reveals, true power isn't about constant presence. That just makes you common. It erodes your value. No, it's in the mastery of rhythm. It's about controlling your appearance and your absence and turning your presence into a calculated, high-value event. It's about being invisible until you decide not to be.